Welcome to the right direction. It's 2025, and we're back. Everything happening in the community. With me, I have wonderful people from the Edo community. Iselogbe, Mr. Chief. You're dressed like a chief. I don't know how to address you, but he's my brother, Mr. Ogeho. Good to have you.
Celebrate.
Iselogbe. Edwin, good to have you. Happy New Year.
Celebrate
Good, good.
Terminal.
Accountant. You're here, CR accountant. You remember him?
Hello.
Thank you, Chris. Good to have you
Good to
again.
have you, Carl.
Great, great. Carl. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. But here we are. We're talking about subjects to improve our community, and it came up on the radio that in terms of associations and unions that drive the community forward, you never find people from affluent backgrounds anywhere in Nigeria coming to diaspora, forming or joining one of these associations. Um, Somebody said to me, maybe it's because they have so much money, they don't need it, or because these associations are only known for helping each other. And another person said to me, no, they know they're there, but anytime they need them, they could just pay and the association would support them, whether it's weddings, bereavements, or anything like that. So I'm glad I have three people from the community who understand what's going on to talk on this subject. Mr. Ogeho, in line of how we're sitting down, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you see rich, affluent people in diaspora community associations and unions, or am I having the wrong perception?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my viewers. God bless all of you. So, celebrate. The issue you are talking about, yeah, I think the reason why you don't see a lot of people coming from
Affluent background.
Afro background and joining association, just because what is the purpose of joining association?
Well,
The purpose is that when if you are less privileged, you join an association when something happen, they rally around you, support you financially and otherwise. But if you have so much, why do you need an association?
it's not. I think that will be the old meaning or one of the old meanings. But I like your definition. Let me find out, Edwin. Do you agree that if you are affluent and as we're seeing in the from Nigeria, you don't need associations or unions when you come here?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Everybody need everybody. We all need each other. Whether you are affluent, whether you are not affluent, you need each other to succeed in life. For you to keep your affluence or your wealth, you need the people who are down.
Yeah.
So at some point, let's look at this analogy. You are so rich, you are a wealthy man, just like the scripture says. You cook, you prepare everything, and nobody comes to eat with you.
Okay.
That's one thing. The people you are coming to associate with, you need them in one form or the other. You don't live in isolations. So whether you are affluent or not, you have to first of all think, well, like he said, if they have money or whatever, they are satisfied. No. That may be right to some extent, but you live in a community.
Good man. Mr. Carl, I like the views. Mr. Ogeho has said point blank. Maybe the affluent people from Nigeria that live in the UK, they don't feel the need. I grew up in GRA. I'm not saying it's just so incidental. There is no union or association formed by anybody from GRA in the UK. Which one is closer to the truth? Is it what Mr. Ogeho has said or what Edwin has said?
Well, thank you for that question. I think both are very relevant. So it's always good to have a more holistic view of things. So he's, from what I got from this conversation, he's not saying, he's not anti-association or unions, but he's trying to point out why or why not people are not interested or do not want to join associations. So my brother here is absolutely correct. Nobody's an island. We all need each other. And he's used that example of if you cook, are you going to eat it all alone? You're going to throw it away. It's going to go to waste. And also, we need just, we're all different parts of the whole, and we need each other somehow. So even if you're affluent and you have a business, who's going to come and patronize your business if you don't associate? So I remember probably in our last session when we spoke about my business, I said we have these different forums, these different groups where we go in and we talk to each other. So there's no challenge that you throw at anybody in that association or that forum that we can't come back, talk about it, bring the solution. So sometimes people ask me because they expect, oh, because you've got this expertise, you're an encyclopedia. No, I
Yeah.
would say, oh yes, let me have a look at that. Of course, if I can't get, go through my own resources to get the information, I have to go
Outside.
wider.
Okay.
But in conclusion, what Mr. Ogeo is trying to address is to break that mentality. Would I call it stereotype of
No, no, wait. You might move the conversation to, a bit further down the line. Mr. O'Gale,
Yeah.
I feel in response to you, in, since I'm community experienced, maybe in the olden days, it was as simple as you said it. But when we've come over here, people who form community associations and unions, they they move the community forward, especially in diaspora. In fact, they are the only ones that move it. They participate in politics at home. Their children, some get married here. They seem to know what each person is doing in terms of help for the community. Because they have formed that base.
Uh, Now you bring me back to where I was before I hadn't had the opportunity to elaborate exactly
Thank
what
you.
I was trying to say.
Okay.
What I was trying to say when I said who needs association, I wasn't talking about isolation.
Okay.
No. If you are well to do and you run your business, you help charity, and joining an association to you, it managers is not because you need their help, okay? Because you already got what you want. So when we say community association, people join association, why? Because of what they want. Should in case anything happen or bereavement or wedding, they need support, financial support.
That's
So
true.
that is the reason why people join. But if you are well to do, then it's not. If you, for example, now, if I throw a party today, huh?
Yeah.
I will have the whole London on my side.
Because you're a wealthy good
because
man or
because
community
God
man.
has put me in that position to be able to do that. So I'm not joining an association because I'm gonna gain from them. Okay, so a lot of people join association because of what they're gonna gain from the association. But in terms of cohesiveness of togetherness, yes, whenever you call your people will always be around you, whether you are in association or you are not in association. Even people that are not in association give more to those who are in association.
But then that you have emphasized the point, that if you have everything, you stay you are more likely to stay away from association and union because you feel it's only if you need something that you go there. But what about the people that put the community together? Because you belong to an association, it would be unfair to say you joined the association just because you need something.
Yeah, listen, when association, okay, let's use Benin Union as an association, right?
Yes.
That's where we are close. I'm not a Benin Union because of what I'm going to get from Benin Union. I'm a Benin Union because these are the Benin people, and these are the closest people I can associate with. So beside, I'm not in any other association, okay? But because if I needed to see my people, that's the only way I can go to see all of them.
Good reason.
Yeah.
is this an interactive
No, hold on.
session?
I'm coming to. I think somebody else can come in. Edwin, let's do it that way. So you don't run too much. Edwin.
No. I think it's not coming down. It's coming down home.
Yes.
It's coming down home because it's not just about this system of like-minded people.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Yes.
We can see this in United Kingdom. Benin Union is the umbrella body of all the Benin associations.
Exactly.
When it was formed, it represents it's a charity organization. They understand it. Even back home in Nigeria, the palace, The Monoba Neduku Akpolokpolo is the grand patron of Benin Union. So, like he said, where you will see your people, where you see your like-minded people.
People.
So it's not just about whether you are rich or you are poor. We all come together so that the community can get better. I've been the opportunity to be secretary of a community, Benin community in the United Kingdom for a long time. So we all need people. There are some times we need some projects, something for one or two persons, whether the person was rich or was not part of it. But the first thing they want to they come to Benin Union because they know that the union is there. But if people are not in the union, who do you go to for help? So that's the question we are saying.
Good.
So we found that conversation for people to come to, and then we can offer help. And for me, I was able to reach out the rich, the poor, the affluent in the community because I was in the community. And when we called them, they were to answer to because they are Beninese. They want to be part of that community.
But what you have stated is like connected by culture, because you are Beninese, you are Benin. I think that's the first step, but that is not where we're at. That is the first step of coming in to say, I have so much in common, with these people. Car, we grew up in GRA. We have so much in common. How come the people from GRA has not been able to form an association since they came to diaspora?
I think it still goes back to what
You understand? Yeah, we have. You understand?
this whole idea of affluence. But let me quickly address something about what an association about. Association is not to go and get. There are people that want to give. You talked about charity. Charity is about giving. And Mr. Igwe talked about having that balance. We come from different places. We mix. And one thing we've learned, especially some of us that have lived here for a decade, 2 decades or more, is the importance of recognizing your own heritage, being around like-minded people. From there, you form synergies, then you can grow, you can externalize more. So I think that's a very, very important step.
I agree.
In having our
The
union.
community.
I never knew these kind of things existed. If I did, I probably would have joined a long time ago. I probably wouldn't have because I was still exploring, tasting the waters. But for very experienced people, yes, and knowing where you come from, teaches you self-love. If you don't have self-love, you cannot deal with the bigger world.
But that is still the cultural threat. The point still remains because I've seen it. If you say outside Ring Road, if you pass Ring Road, you are from Benin. All the associations are after Ring Road. When I was growing up, the only one in GRA was Rotary Club. That is pretty much. I don't know what's
Benin
happened
Club.
to. No, that's the
Rotary.
social club. You understand?
Right.
Rotary. You understand? But anything you even here in diaspora, you hear Uyedu Club, you hear this club, you hear this club. You see what they're doing. You see their children. You see they celebrate Christmas. You see they keep the culture alive. And it's like anytime the people from GRE feel like being a part of their culture, then they go and look for these people. You understand? Why don't they have the same drive, the same need? Is it that they have money? So that's the end.
I think. Sorry. I think
Wait. There was another thing somebody mentioned yesterday. He said because um, the people that form the associations, they don't like the GRA people coming close. They come like they want to lord over them.
Yeah, being a part of association, there's a lot to it.
Huh?
Yes, okay. There's a lot to it because there is a constitution whereby you pay your monthly due, you pay your bereavement, you pay wedding, you pay this, you pay that, you pay that.
Discipline and
Exactly.
support. Yes.
So, but there are some people, those kind of rule, they have already grown above it. They don't want to sit down for you to be telling them what to do because of who they are. You know what I mean? But they love the community. But if they want to do anything, they can shout on the community, and the community will always come around them. But sitting down with you, telling them the rule and regulation, so they feel that that is not where they're supposed to be.
And-
But as a community, they love the community.
Yeah.
Just the rule, they don't like the rule.
I like
I
that.
don't want to lose my train of thought. That's the reason why I wanted to quickly say this. I did not quite address what you said about why GR. Those of us that grew up in GR were not interested in that. We were grow up with a very westernized mindset. So a lot of us that grew up in those areas, we copied Western ways and we thought, oh, that was the right way. That was how,
Did our parents teach us Western ways,
well,
or
they,
did
they
we?
sent us to schools. They exposed us. Some people were born in this country, or would travel. We sat down in front of satellite television all day, seeing those things, copying those things, and these things, these our heritage, our trueness, our authenticity, we saw as, oh, this is inferior. This is barbaric
It's
the right
beneath. It's
word?
beneath. It's beneath us. With the way we were raised. If you come from
Yes,
an
but
affluent
some
background,
some parents, some like proper, traditional parents will still instill that in their children. But majority of us, just to address that question, we saw it like that. But again, now that we've dealt with other communities, other nationalities, and we've seen, oh, the reason why these people are thriving, the reason why we are actually admiring these people is because they stuck to their originality and they showed us, how you can be amazing by being your originality. It was only in this country that I learned about the Great Benin Wall. It was one of the old
there's
biggest
things that they're saying.
architecture.
Good, good. Edwin, you see, now let me ask this question. What do you think affluent people can contribute to the community if they formed associations besides money?
Well, like everybody said, association is what brings people together. We have to have the like-minded thing. If that like-mindedness is there, and then I very much like what he said because I've been involved, so I know what he's saying. But the more the merrier. Egwavoin Obarowoyi. If we are together, and then let me give you a typical example. There were times when I went to Benin and they asked me, and no, somebody went to Benin and they asked the person in the palace, and do you know so and so person? And then he said that when they came back, that is what they could have gotten the community here than going to the
Okay,
palace
that going all that way.
all that way.
Yes.
Are you understand what I'm trying to say? So whether you are affluent or not, we do not look at people in the other way around. The complex between the two of them is we have to, if all of us are one. Like, come back again to your question properly. If all of us are mixed together, we can do more.
Yeah.
Because there are times when some people have problem, then, and I'm sure you are aware of some of them. And then they cannot go to these people because they don't know them. Because they don't belong to any association. But for those of us who are here, who were working for the community, there are times I have to travel at a particular time, about 2 to 3 hours to go and see somebody because the person has it. And the person is from my community.
Okay.
So if those people are in the community, it becomes very, very easy.
Good.
And the kind of job I do, for example, most people know me, and the kind of advice you give, as things you do, I will put all the resources together, the poor, the rich, and everybody. And I think, like you said just now, use the word synergy. It will go a long way to raise the strata. And he said that, okay, let me give you an example about these things we are doing here. Like yesterday, cultural events. People heard about it. They want to come. They want to come and see what's actually happening. But like he said, which is very true, because they don't want to be controlled by the hood. And that broke down what he said, because they were raised in a different format. And all of us here, we are raised differently.
Okay.
But some of us were not raised in the GRA, but we were raised in a communal living.
It's
And
good.
so
It's
that's why you see it is easier for those of us who live communal living to form association
Fisher.
than those who are
uh,
safe on their own, mind my business kind of.
I like what you just said. Now, because of time, we're going to move along, but I want us to take one last word. I am still of the opinion that affluent people, one way or the other, in London, maybe I can say this, maybe I cannot. The Nigerians that live in the north are looked upon as more broader shoulders than the ones that live in other parts of London. Yeah, and
I don't think that is true.
yeah, it might not even be. It's a myth, and also
Exactly.
yeah, but then there are no associations and unions in the north.
Can I tell you something? There's something you must understand. What we are talking about is more or less about Nigerian mentality. Okay? It's just about because of our situation at home. Okay? And we've not for what is going on currently right now, what has begun since God knows where. Some of us will not be here. Talking about association.
But we are here.
I understand. You see, I don't know how you came to London, right?
We all came to go back home.
But just a second,
Yeah.
a second, sir. I don't know how you came to London. I know how I came to London. I don't
Okay.
know how you came to London. I
Yes.
don't know how you come to London.
Yes.
So there must be something that there was a drive that make you leave. So that drive that make you leave, behind it there's a bitterness. Leaving home entirely, going to settle in a foreign land where you don't. No, I think I didn't want to drive this matter to that direction.
No.
But I want to drive it now. So some of us that are here are not willing to be here, but we are here because of circumstances beyond our control. You understand me now? So when you're not talking about, you see, when you look deep down, you say, "What am I here? I'm not really supposed to be here." But you find out, okay, fine. If I'm not supposed to be here, if I have to go to that, I mean, when you put one and two together, you find out that, well, fine. I better just remain here until this change over there. That is it. That is why some of us are still here. So
Well,
most
but
of this,
I want to say
Yes,
what
sir.
you just said. Yes, no. You see, whether we are here by default or by anything, but what is important,
Yeah,
it's not because we are Nigerian.
yeah.
Because when I was secretary, I did try to see what other communities are doing. The Indians are doing. The Pakistani are doing.
They're getting.
The Israelis are doing. Let me give you an example. Like the India community, they have a situation, whether the poor or the rich, they buy half one person, another person buy half. Virtually, you go to a street in London, virtually owned by the community, being sponsored by the big shot in the community. But what we are saying here is that we want to encourage people to come to the community and support what the people are doing, irrespective of whether you are this.
But you
Let
have
us
to-
put that toga away.
You have to join.
We
You
have to drive this because
We need to learn self-love.
we have to learn that self-love from every
You see,
community.
nothing is
That's the way I
wrong.
look at it.
Listen, nothing is wrong with what you guys are talking about. You see, I just said something just now.
Except you don't want to be.
No,
You don't.
one mama, I put Ugbo.
I agree with you.
Okay, no, please, let's be honest here. Oh, why mama put Ugbo? So those communities you are talking about, the Indians and the Pakistanis and the Jews, those are business-oriented people. No, I have to be serious with you. Those are business. No,
And we are not.
We are not business-oriented. No, we are no. We the Nigerians. We accept we are not business-oriented. You know why I said it? He just said something just now. He said the Jews, they are if you have 1 billion and I have nothing, as far as you know that I'm a Jew, I have a business proposal and I approach you, you will take up that business and make it as if the business is yours.
But that's exactly why we're here now.
But we know that will never happen among the Nigerian community.
We have to try.
No.
That is why
Listen,
we
the
are.
environment-
Can I give you an example?
Okay,
I don't want to
you know
mention.
why?
I don't want to
The
mention
environment
somebody's
we are
name here.
coming from.
Yeah.
The environment we are coming from will not allow it to happen.
No, I agree. I disagree with you.
No.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
You know why I disagree with you?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not talking about
The
Nigeria.
Okay, for
conversation
example,
just opened.
somebody was having a business idea, right? I gave you £500. So after a while, I said, "What about the something you were talking about? How far about the business you've?" You know what he said? Oh, he said, "I thought you gave the money to me." I said, "What? You thought I give you £500 just like that?" He said, "Ah." He said, "Bros." I said, "Excuse me." You see, you see what I'm trying to say. So is somebody else going to come tomorrow with another idea and you want me to invest in it? So a lot of us keep our money. We are not willing to invest. The reason why, because the people we want to do business with, sorry to say this, some of us, when it comes to money, we have no idea.
If I understand you, he has a point because you are looking at our whole overview, even our history, but we are still saying that we still don't have any option. But what we have now to come together to try and see what we can do.
And
We don't want
and
people
this
to go. You
union,
understand? Yes.
this union
It's,
where
it's,
like-minded people like us, we have optimistic, proactive mindsets, positive mindsets. We can start breaking those things. And if like-minded people like you're business-minded, I'm business-minded, I patronize you, you patronize me. Like what I said, it's about growth, partnership. If we keep coming together, they will copy us, they would learn. So I understand your frustration. I'm sure we all have that
totally,
frustration, but
totally,
we have to
totally,
break it.
totally.
I agree with what I said. I like giving, maybe because I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
Now, you see, there in the community, somebody was looking to sign a passport for naturalization in this country, and then he had nobody to sign them. He has nobody. I was just in a shop. He was speaking Bini. I was saying like that, and I begin to ask the person question. Later discover that even from where it's coming from, I know all of them. Now that's just a simple thing. There are situations where I have to go to deportation camp to go and stand for somebody. You see, we do need everybody. We need each other.
we
What
need-
we are saying, what we
Yeah,
are saying,
yeah.
what we are saying is that there has also been situations where, because I was secretary of the community, and these people were not having a place to stay in this country. I don't know how to talk about fasting. I'm talking about what is real.
the practical.
If they
practicality-
were in the community, these people could have gone to meet them. And then you just go, and there was a situation where somebody had to go to open heart surgery. And the person needed money. And I want to allude to what he said before. Some of us have the love of the community in their heart. They don't want to be part of it. And I'm sure you know one or two of them.
Yes.
I say, things like that, if they are there, people know them. They are free to access them. That is what we are talking about. So, we will talk about these Pakistani, Indian, Jewish, to be able to access each other. Whether it's, we have the business idea or not business idea, that accessibility, that is what people need. It may not be necessarily be money, but it may be your influence. Your influence matters a lot when you present
Yeah.
yourself.
Good.
And when you are there, oh, you know this person, you know, there's a picture I took and it was on the Facebook. People were calling me, oh, you know this person, you know this person, you know this person. You know, things like that. They just want access. People just want access. Whether you are rich or poor, they just want access. There are people you can just say, just one word, and that will lift that person up.
Well, thank
Because
you.
of who you are, because they look up to you.
Thank you.
That's what I
We're
say.
out of time.
Thank
You want to say something quickly?
No, I completely agree. It's not just the financial aspect. There's other resources, so many moral, name it.
Let me say something, and then I let Mr. O'Gale quickly close this off because we're out of time today. We bring these subjects up so that no matter where you are, you come into the community. There is a valid point in saying when you're high up there, you don't want to take instructions from everybody.
Yeah.
But there is also a more valid point that it's just about accessibility and how we can all help each other. We're here. Happy 2025. We're back. It's the right direction. Mr. Ogeho, say something about this before we leave.
Okay. As I was saying, my brother, I don't have a problem with being association. You see, our background from home has created a lot of negative barriers. Now, I don't think well, I would say it depends on who you are dealing with. Okay, our way. Imagine you as a husband living a house, your wife's house, and you are paying rent to your wife.
Thank
The house is owned by your wife, and you don't know about it. But you rent the house, and you are paying rent.
That is today. That's what's going on today.
Yeah, through your wife agent, you are paying a rent to your wife. You
Sorry.
see, so what I'm trying to say, our background, the Nigeria background from home, if we must do well in abroad, then we must have this sentiment of selflessness. We are too self-centered.
Thank you.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Thank you.
Because the same thing is happening at home. Why things are the way they are now. The same, that negative is reflecting.
So we're taking advantage of each other.
Yeah,
No, but
that negative is coming back
we
here.
are trying. We're trying. We're going to make a difference. And I think he's saying the truth.
going to make
Everybody
Nigeria
here,
great
everybody,
again.
we're going to make Nigeria great again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for today's show. Thank you.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
we'll be
having
back.
us anyway.
Okay,
we
yeah.
appreciate it.
It's a big event. It's a big event. It's a big event.